Vivekananda says, "The world is but a gymnasium in which we have our play. Our life is an eternal holiday." So Vivekananda is echoing the old Vedantic concept of Leela. It is this beautiful vision of the Sanatan Dharma that creation itself has come out of a great play. The energy of God is nothing but a playful energy, and out of that has come about this great phenomenon called the cosmos, called the universe, and so on. In this way, Sanatan Dharma is entirely stands apart. It talks about an ecstatic beginning of creation, and it says that creation is always ecstatic. It's just that we don't have the eyes to see this ecstasy, this state of play, this state of cheerfulness and eternal joy built into the character of the world. And that is the way it tells us ourselves to be. Don't treat life so seriously. Treat life as a play, because that is the divine quality. The divine is nothing but an infinite play of forms. Knowing this, you go away from being life negative. You start not only respecting existence more and more, but start participating in it as if it is really one big playground. It is nothing. It is nothing that should intimidate you. There is nothing to be frightened of. Look at children playing on the ground. They have not a care in the world. Be a little careless like them. Your whole life you have been serious. You have been groping for things. How has that helped you? That has created so many imbalances in you. That has made your inner intrinsic harmony become disharmonious. That has made you go away from your natural state of being. Go back into feeling your inner harmony. Go back into feeling your inner integration. Go back to feeling that fire within your soul, which is your very self nature. Worship that. That fragrance within you is the greatest quality that you carry. This feeling of being an eternal child in this great play. Life and death, age, time, they just go by transitory, but that is only on the material sphere. At the inner sphere, bliss is always youthful. You see, Hinduism believes that the universe is ever young. It may be billions of years old, but the quality of youthfulness, the quality of playfulness brings about a timeless, ageless quality to all things. And when we have the timeless, ageless quality, then we become a reflection of God. That is the way Krishna is. That is the way Krishna is telling Arjun to behave even on the battlefield. He needs to look at everything like a divine play, not to take himself so seriously, not to consider himself as the ultimate doer of all things. Things go on, we live and die. But Hari, the eternal God, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, these eternals are always in a state of witnessing the state of play. And so doing, we too become of the nature of the divine. Being in this state of playfulness takes us not only from seriousness to joy, but it also takes us from a deep anxiousness and blockage of our energies to a great flow of our energies into whatever we are doing. We go into a naturally creative state. So Hinduism says that by nature we are creative. By nature we are ever free. By nature we are ever joyful. But we forget this because we forget that we are children of the cosmos who have come here to just enjoy this play upon this infinite playground, this wondrous playground, this marvelous playground of so many dimensions, so many colors. What is not in this world? It is just for us to see that everything beautiful does indeed exist in this existence. And knowing that, you come to a certain innocence. You come to a state of Leela consciousness. You come to a state of God consciousness, not believing in a literal God, but it's a state of godliness. It is the state of divinity within, where you feel such a bliss and joy within yourself that no external God is needed almost. You see, children on the play field, on the field of play, forget the higher authority and so on. They're so engrossed in their play, their dance, their game, whatever it is. And that is the way we should be in our life, as if our joy is bubbling up inside us. And when joy bubbles up inside us, it creates great energy. It is a creator of energy. It allows us to take our inner treasure and share it with the world. You see, what is inner treasure? Inner treasure could be your skill. It could be your ability to do something as a musician, as a businessman, as an artist, as a scientist, whatever you're calling. The whole idea is that treat life as an enormous playground, and this enormous playground belongs to you. Vivekananda had a very witty, childlike side to him. This is something a lot of people don't know. He was not an out and out serious person all the time. No, he believed in the energy. He believed in the energy of childishness, of being childlike. He believed in the energy of wit, humor, and so on. And the people who knew him closely have known him like that, a very endearing person, a person with a very fresh energy, a flowing energy, an ability to make people laugh, and to not take himself so seriously. So, in that way, he personified this whole concept of Leela. He used to say that, our life source itself is not serious. Our life source itself is in a state of great dance, great ecstasy, and only through that divine dance does creation come about. Only through the vibration of that divine dance does creation come about. And that is the whole concept of the Natraj in our entire, the crux of Indian cosmology, the idea of the Natraj. You see, it's very interesting when the CERN particle accelerator was created. At that CERN center, as their welcoming statue, is the statue of the Natraj. It is just a dancing Shiva. But it really signifies the dance of atoms, the dance of existence itself at a very subatomic level, and at a macro level also. So at both the micro level and the macro level, this state of play is the nature of existence, even in the dance of the atoms, even in the revolution of the galaxies, in the revolution of the planets around the solar system, and so on. So that's the way truth is. That's the way beauty is. Be like that, and through that you learn how to celebrate life more and more. You learn how to celebrate our existence with a great melody in your heart, inexhaustible, overflowing, as if the waters of the divine are running in you, fresh. You see, there's this saying about if you put your foot into a river, you don't touch the same water twice. So the water flowing is ever youthful. It's ever fresh because it's new water coming in, and that is the nature of existence. The old goes, the new takes its place. So through this attitude, you're able to deal with the most fundamental human problems. The question of life and death, the question of feeling sorrowful about somebody who's passed away, the question of being able to get over grief, and so on. The only answer is this idea of Leela. The only answer is this idea of play. It gives you an innocence. Not only does it give you an innocence, it gives you great wings of freedom. And those wings of freedom take you away from the shadow of sorrow. They take you towards the freer skies of bliss. They take you to the center of bliss. They take you to a far vaster, expanded understanding of religion, and you're able to relax in that state. You're able to see that we come with an empty fist and we go with an empty fist. There's nothing to life but emptiness. You see, Alexander the Great used to be one of Vivekananda's favorite historical characters. And one story about Alexander the Great is that he insisted that when he died, they would open his fists up so that the world could see that even Alexander, the conqueror of the world, was leaving the world with empty hands. There was nothing to take. And that's the way life is. There's nothing for us to take. You see, children playing on the play field, they enjoy the play for what it is. They don't have to take away something from it. Whereas we adults, we always need a takeaway. We always need a result. We always want some benefit. And that way we miss the beauty of what we are doing. We miss the reward of doing the activity itself. And that is actually a very unmeditative attitude according to Vedanta. In fact, it is antithetical to the whole meditative attitude. Because the meditative attitude is really doing things in a spirit of totality, in doing things in a spirit of effortlessness, doing things in a spirit of great play, so that the conflict in your mind is no longer there. It's not a question of effort and reward anymore. It is the first step towards realizing and transcending into your higher nature, and that higher nature is one of bliss. Our highest nature is one of bliss. This is the very crux of Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, whatever you choose to call it. The innermost core of us is made of this immortal, non-destructive, entirely creative state of absolute repose, state of joy, state of immensity in fulfillment in every way. Hence, it is a question of deconditioning our minds from this entire sense of seriousness to this sense of being in Leela, in sync, in harmony, in rhythm with this great cosmic play that is being played out at every moment, right here and right now too.